So I'm just walking to City Hall now, where I'm going to get a bus to one of the townships called Vrygrond. Very excited. So we've just had a session that was run by Jacqueline Titus about playback theatre, and it was essentially just a welcome talk that introduced the theme of the session, which is perceptions of home.
When I think of home, I think of noise.
So we got into groups and we shared what the good and bad things were about our home, and then we acted it out. And it was really nice to see visual images of everyone's homes, because everyone here is from such a variety of countries. Even in just my group, there was probably like 8 different nationalities. So for me, the bad thing about England was like the cold, but then for someone in South Africa, the bad thing for them was racism.
I do not need validation from a society that can never learn to love me unless I learn to love and accept myself.
I just went to a talk about theatre for healing and social change, and Michael spoke about using theatre in conflicted areas of the world and to use theatre as a resolution and for healing. Specifically in Nigeria, you might have heard of an organisation, terrorist organisation called Boko Haram. They're most known for the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls, which occurred a few years ago when some girls got kidnapped. But initially in 2002, Boko Haram actually emerged as a peaceful local Islamic movement, and then after the leader died in 2009, it then started the whole conflict.
In Nigeria, and even as we speak, the problem is still there.
Michael created this outreach program for this one area in Nigeria that has 15 million displaced people living in camps there because of all of this terrorism that's going on. And I think that trauma of being displaced in your own country, it almost makes it worse. Like you think about all the refugees and people that in different countries, but actually having that same traumatic experience in your own country. And they use a technique called Myrna, which is a therapy kind of thing for the whole community. It's not just based on the individual, and it's basically bringing the problem into light. It's a flashback or a replay of some of the stories of this trauma that these victims have experienced, and they reenact these living conditions, the living conditions of the camps. And he said this really nice thing. He said, "A problem said is a problem half solved." And I thought that was a really nice quote to end on. And bringing problems to the surface is certainly a thing that seems to work even in the UK with counselling services here.
Do or die, dead or alive, ain't no no, unless you try.
Just now walking, I'm about to go to a seminar with Samta Shikha, talking about her play in India.
I am a director of a theatre department in a school called Head Start Educational Academy in Bangalore.
I've heard a lot about buses in India, and the stuff that I've heard, they sound crazy, like jam-packed, so busy, so many different people from various walks of life. So this is really interesting. So how did you get into this? What inspires your work, would you say?
Well, what inspires me are the children, you know, and just talking to them. So the inspiration is actually from life and the ideas and concepts that are there in life, and talking to children about that and looking at it from their perspective and through them.
She wanted to use the local mode of transport because these kids are from quite a privileged school and they've never actually been on a bus before except for the school bus. For me, because I normally work with kids who are, you know, quite marginalised or underprivileged, it's interesting to see privileged kids working in a different way to normal. And actually someone was saying that it works in the same kind of positive way, as in it opens their eyes to new possibilities, and I think that's really important.